Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to THFC to We Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future under somebody that will lead us to survival in the Premier League. And maybe that man could be Roberto De Zerbi. As we're recording this at 11:45 on the 30th of March 2026, he's still not yet been confirmed as Tottenham manager, but by the time this video goes out, it could well be. But yes, any breaking news we will bring to you, of course, first and fastest, as we always do. Just very much thank you all for everyone that liked and watched the video I put out yesterday morning as well. So I really did. I really appreciate the support you're showing. So just to give you a bit of update, if you weren't around earlier, that Spurs are in active talks with Roberto De Zerbi right now. He is now open to taking the job immediately. This is a big shift. Tottenham apart because he wanted to take the job in the summer. Tottenham want a permanent appointment, not an interim, and are pushing hard. Deal straight. It's a 5-year contract. It's on the table. Spurs are offering huge financial incentive and major promises to his summer plans if Tottenham remain in the Premier League. Now, the only thing I've got two things against this appointment. One of them is he may ask for a release clause if Tottenham get relegated. Well, if that's the case, then don't bother signing. Just piss off because we don't want you here. We want a manager that's going to come in. If the worst case scenario happens, you're going to stay here and you're the manager. You're going to rebuild us and bring us back up to the Premier League and back up to where we belong. And the second thing is, yes, he does have a reputation of being a bit of a hothead, a little bit of I would say, controversial figure. He will fall out with the boards. He's falling out with boards. He's falling out with players. That is a worry, especially if you're in a relegation fight. You need to be all together. And having a manager coming in and falling out with players, I don't think would be good for us. And it may set us back because the players then would totally go, look, we're not playing for this idiot. And the third worry I have, that Tottenham have offered him a 5-year deal. Now, why offer him a 5-year deal? If his last 3 clubs, he spent no longer than 2 years there, under 2 years at their last 3 clubs. Then Tottenham have just said, well, here we go. It's a cash cow. Here we go. I take this job. I'm going to get a massive payout for this. So I've got my worries. Look, I'm glad we're actually doing something. Look, my ideal scenario would be go and get Poch, do a deal with the USA national team. Say, right, can you release him for 7 games? Let him come and manage our last 7 games. We will release him whenever he needs to go back to do your friendlies, and then he signs in the summer, and then he's kept us in the Premier League. He's coming back in the summer. He knows what he wants. He leaves what he needs with the board and that. But no, we go for a manager that is a hothead that can fall out of players, but he does play an attacking type of branding of football. So you're asking, what attacking branding of football does he play? Well, I've done a little bit of digging into this, and this is what I found. Now, tactics and style of management, De Zerbi has developed a reputation for playing an attacking-minded, possession-based football, sort of Ange ball and Poch ball in a way. More Ange ball. I can't remember Poch ball. My memory, as I'm getting older, my memory isn't as good. But I think it was more the same. A bit more. I think Poch ball was a bit more sensible, where Ange ball was kamikaze, but it's still attacking football. Attacking football is attacking football. Focusing heavily on short to build up from the goalkeeper rather than quick counter attacks. He also favours a deep double pivot approaching a 4-2-3-1 system whilst developing an aggressive high press of the ball. This aims to draw the opposition higher up the pitch centrally, which De Zerbi aims to exploit by working the ball wide with his fullbacks veering close to the touchline on both sides through the goalkeeper, acting as an auxiliary centre back in this setup. Fullbacks are provided with the opportunity to push farther forward, with a centre forward or a number 10 interchanging positions using the space created by a deep double pivot, inviting pressure from the opposition in these situations. During a low build up, the Zerbi's teams use 7 players, starting with the goalkeeper in a 1-4-2 shape. The wingers remain high and wide in this scenario, with 2 midfielders acting as a number 10s in the positioning themselves between the opposition back line and midfielder line. Should the opposition centre backs push up in response, De Zerbi's wingers use the resulting pace created to facilitate one-on-one situations against the opposition fullbacks. If the opposition centre backs remain deep, his team aim to take advantage of the new numerical superiority in a midfield, in a build up in a high build up. De Zerbi's teams utilise a 1-2-3-5 or a 1-3-1-5-1 shape with a single high and wide player to prioritise playing through the middle and shorten the length of the opposition's passes, whilst the right player aims to pull the opposition backline out of position. So it is sort of Ange ball and Poch ball in a way. It's an attacking football. So it's going back to what we want as fans to see. We don't want to see this defensive counter attack football. It is a 4-2-3-1 at times, but it's more of an attacking 4-2-3-1. So, which is probably that's a pro for me. I've given you the cons about the length of the contract, about him falling out with people, and the negativity that may cause, especially within a relegation fight. And also rumors out there that he may have a release clause in his contract to if we get relegated that he can leave. Then, as I said before, don't bother signing. But I don't think Tottenham are that stupid, or are they? We don't know. He's very experienced as a manager. He's managed over 463 games I think he's managed in France. He's managed in the Premier League. I think he's managed in Italy as well. So he's very experienced manager. He's won 199 in them out of 463. He's drawn 109. He's lost 155, and he's got a win rate of 42.98. So it's not bad. 42, nearly 43% win rate. But if he does come in, he will find Tottenham in 17th place with 30 points, with 7 games left to remain in the season to stay in the Premier League. Now, if he is announced, his first game will be away at Sunderland on the let's see, on the 12th of April away. Then we're home against his former club, Brighton. Then we're away at Wolves. We're away then at Aston Villa. And then our last 3 games, home to Leeds, away to Chelsea, home to Everton. Where hopefully by, let's say, the Chelsea game, we don't need that. We're safe and we don't need something. If we get to the last 2 games of the season and we need 2 wins or win and a draw, then I don't think we've got a hope in hell. But if we can get results at Sunderland, say beat Sunderland, beat Wolves, draw with Villa, and beat Leeds, then we're safe. Then the last 2 games just play out at the end of the season. But yeah, that is what he has ahead of him if and when he is announced. But guys, look, whatever happens, we all want Tottenham to survive, don't we? We all want Spurs to stay up. Is he the man? We don't know. He does come with his reputation. His reputation does precede him in a way. He does come as a bit of a hothead, but maybe do we need that? And maybe do the players need that? Do these players need a bit of a rocket up their arse to get them in the gear? Would they enjoy playing the attacking brand football that he does bring? Will that sort of fall back into the Ange way of playing, but with a little bit more of a defensive responsibility. Time will tell. Time will tell if this is the right choice for Spurs or not. All it is, it's the most important decision this new ownership has to make since they came in to take over the club. Yes, it's still Enoch. Yes, it's still Joe Lewis's, but it's the Lewis family now are running it with Lang and Vinay, who personally, in my opinion, Lang and Vinay should have been sacked with Thomas Frank. How them two are still at a job, I don't know, and how them two are actually in charge making this deal go through, I have no idea. And also, the one thing I also will say: the 5-year contract. I know I mentioned it before, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we're offering them a 5-year deal. Why not offer them a 2-year deal with an option with a further year, and then do it on a year by year, end of season, year by year basis? Say he does keep us up and he stays manager, and what happens if he gets sacked halfway through next season? We've then got to pay. We pay out more on management payouts than we do on transfers. We've become a cash cow for managers, which for me is quite laughable. But it is what it is. We're desperate, and he knows we're more desperate than he is. We need him more than he needs us. So he can say, "Fine, I'll come now, but I want this, this, and this, and this." And Tottenham being as desperate as we are, with the international break coming to an end, with the FA Cup this weekend and the players coming back for international duty, we need a manager to start taking training. So, of course, he's going to be right. All right, these are my demands. Take it or leave it. And Tottenham is saying, thinking, Jesus, we better take it because where else are we going to go? So, really, he's got us over a barrel. So, it's off our own making. This is off our own making. We should have got it right the first time round. Once we sacked Thomas Frank, we should have got it right then. But we didn't. But guys, that is it. Listen, any more breaking news, we'll bring to you first and fastest as we always do. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I will be back. I will be back soon. Come on, you Spurs.